Yes, now, over the last few months, Ben Fogle has been exploring some of the smaller islands that make up the British Isles.
Yes, he was so excited to hear that his latest trip was to an extravagant party island. I mean, we almost didn't have the heart to tell him he'd be fashionably late.
Yeah, 100 years late.
The Thames, they say, is liquid history. In its serpentine 210-mile roll to the sea, it has made nearly 90 islands.
I'm on a stretch between Richmond and Windsor, for centuries a hunting ground for kings. But we're on our way to Tags Island.
At just over 6 acres, it's now a haven for houseboats and wildlife.
It's one of the shortest island crossings I'm ever likely to make. But crossing this narrow strip of water has a magical effect. There's a real feeling of seclusion made all the more enticing because I know that I'm just a swallow's dive away from the heart of the capital.
But the bird's eye view 100 years ago tells another story. Smack in the middle of the island is a hotel and entertainment complex that would have graced the West End. The dandies of the day flocked to it. 1909 was ragtime on Tags Island. One man put the money in. Soon, his name was all over it.
Thomas Tagg was a boat builder. He came here and started building boats 150 years ago. He opened a hotel and rented out rooms and fishing tackle and rented out boats too. So that's where the name came from, and the original hotel as well.
And they didn't get there by boat. They got there by train. Victorian railway mania had parked a station just down the road at Hampton Court. Piccadilly Circus was now just 40 minutes away. Future King, Edward Prince of Wales, was on it like a shot. The bright young things were on the next train.
With Tags the hottest ticket in town, the King of Comedy came to see what all the fuss was about.
Fred Karno's genius made him a mint from the music halls. He showcased Charlie Chaplin and Laurel and Hardy, becoming the first big showbiz agent.
Ridiculously rich, he spent his summers at Tags on his houseboat, the Astoria, the most expensive boat on the river. He liked Tags Island so much, he bought it, complete with its centrepiece hotel.
It was 1912. He promptly turned it into one of the most luxurious hotels in London. Forget the Ritz and the Savoy. The Casino was the place to be.
The ballroom could take 700, and great cuisine, great bands and orchestras. Jack Hilton started here, and it really was the best he could have at the time. All the things that he brought in were new for hotels and restaurants in the UK. I mean, having a maitre d', having a resident orchestra all the time, having regimental bands play every weekend, plus troubadours and buskers. It must have been a fabulous place to come to. There were fairy lights all around the gardens here. This whole island was fairy lights, which, again, electric light was new at the time. If you were anyone in royalty or show business or the like, it's here is where you came to. It was the place to be seen.
Through the dark days of World War I, it became an oasis of glamour. It offered a glimpse of glitz and gaiety, if you had the money.
Its expensive exclusivity, though, was to kill it as an island of dreams. The Depression of 1929 hit Tags hard. The party was over.
Karno went bust in 1927. His hotel fell into disrepair and was eventually demolished. The global economic downturn was to deal another body blow to Tag's glamorous age. But it wasn't quite Tag's final chapter. The 60s saw a flick in its once fashionable tale. It became a hippie haven. These days, you need a few bob to have a life on Tag's Island.
You can't build there anymore. But the locals say if you listen very carefully, you can still hear them partying like it's 1899.
Thanks, Ben.